Hi guys, welcome to part 2.
In this video we will be showing you how to connect the Raspberry Pi and the relay to the coffee pot.
Alright guys, now we're going to show you how to connect our Raspberry Pi to the relay. And we need some basic tools, like you need a screwdriver, soldering iron, you need wire cutters,
Solder for the soldering iron. And you'll need these 2 bits. This is a Phillips head, and this is some other funky kind of
It's a key that's specific to, it's like a lock screw that's specific to Mr.CoffeePot.
It looks like this.
So now I'm going to go ahead and disassemble the coffee pot. There's a bunch of screws on the underside of the coffee pot that you're going to need to go ahead and start unscrewing.
So let's just say things.
Hey guys, so we want to talk about the danger of electricity. The issue here is that what we're dealing with is you're dealing with 120 volts that are coming out of the wall, and if you're not careful, you can seriously shock and harm yourself. So number one thing you want to make sure of doing is do not plug this in to the wall while you are trying to change the electric circuit in the coffee pot. Make sure that you're unplugged from everything, even the Raspberry Pi is unplugged. You just don't want to deal with any kind of shocks.
And when dealing with these wires,
Alright, so to give you guys an idea how the electrics work in this coffee pot, you have your plug that comes in from the wall. The big part is the ground, the smaller half is the positive. So you follow this wire in, you have the red, which again is your positive, and your white, which is your ground. Okay, so you're going to follow that all the way into this switch, which this switch, when turned on, means that the current's going to go from here to this red wire, and then follow this red wire all the way back into this heating element that you have here. Now, the thing that you need to understand is that where we're going to connect the relay is going to have to do with these 2 wires. Okay?
Alright. So to set up this relay inside of the coffee pot, what we will do is we will take this hot wire and we will cut this and we will feed that into the center port on the relay. And then we will plug the other half of this hot wire into the normally closed section, so that when this relay is normally closed, it will automatically just route the power to this switch. So you'll be able to go and you can just plug or switch the switch on and the coffee will start brewing there. And when your relay is activated, that will route the power to brew the pot of coffee right from there. So that would bypass the switch, so when it's activated, that will brew the coffee also. So for these GPIO pins to reach all the way through this hole to the relay, we will need to add more GPIO pins to extend it. So for the gray signal wire, I will add the green. For the white power wire, that will be the blue. And for the ground, that will be the purple. So I will feed that through to reach this relay to connect it together. So my signal wire was the purple, and the blue was the power. If I can get that to go in. There we go. And the ground was the green. So now everything should be set up and we will move on to the software. We just need to close everything up, and when you close everything up, make sure that you do not have the relay next to the heat source, or else bad things will happen, as in the plastic will melt and your relay will not work, and you could start a fire and bad problems happen, and then everybody hates you. So this is what our coffee pot looks like when we had everything all set up, all the wiring put together, and we decided to be professional and tape our Raspberry Pi on the back of the coffee pot. And these wires we just tucked in So, I mean, you could probably tape these down to make it look a little bit nicer, but that's on the opposite side of the coffee pot anyway. You shouldn't really see that. But what you'll have to do to get this to work is you'll have to plug your Raspberry Pi and your coffee pot in at the same time.
And also that Python code that we wrote earlier, that will also have to be implemented in order to get the Raspberry Pi to send the signal to the GPI open pin, which then turns the coffee pot on. The other thing is that if the coffee pot is turned on, it will still work. So with the wiring that we did, if the coffee pot switch is turned on and this little LED light lights up, then you're going to brew coffee. Now, in order to use the Raspberry Pi, you have to turn the switch off and then send the Python code, and the Raspberry Pi will turn the coffee pot on even though this switch is off. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed our video. We're going to show you the software in our next upcoming video.
If you'd like to see that video, click somewhere up here, and there should be a link, hopefully.
Alright, see you guys next time.
Bye.